We will be working on clearing equations of fractions, and the way we will be doing that is by using the lowest common denominator, aka our LCD, of fractions. This concept will not be on the test that you will be taking today. When we are clearing equations of fractions, the first thing we need to do is identify our denominators. So we have a 2, a 4, another 2, another 2. Our lowest common denominator will always be either our biggest denominator or a number bigger than that one. The way that we check if this is our denominator, 4 is our denominator, is by making sure that all of the rest of these denominators divide evenly into that 4. Since they're all 2's, I only have to check once. Does 2 divide into 4 evenly? If it's a yes, then it's our lowest common denominator. Okay, since that question was a yes, we know that our lowest common denominator is a 4. What you're going to do with that 4 is you're going to multiply every single piece of these fractions. Since we have 4 pieces, we're going to multiply by 4 the first piece, the second piece, the third piece, and the fourth piece. Then what you're going to do is you're going to reduce the red 4 with your denominators all the way across. If it's reducible, then all your denominators should be 1's. Okay, so we're going to reduce every fraction. So 2 goes in itself once, 2 goes into 4 twice. So now you have negative 5x times 2. Those are your leftovers from the first fraction. 4 goes itself once. 4 goes into that 4 also once. So now we have negative 9x times that 1 is equal to 2 goes into 1 once itself, and then goes twice into 4. So now we have 13 times 2. 2 goes into itself once. 2 goes into 4 twice. So now we have 3x times that 2. Eventually, you could skip this step right here. Right now, I'm going to show you every single step, so we're not skipping anything. So then we have negative 10x minus 9x is equal to 26 minus 6x. Everything from that green equation down is stuff that we've been doing for the last 2.5 weeks. This is the only thing that is new to you guys. Okay, so we're going to keep going, and we're going to have combine like terms, and we're going to get 19x is equal to 26 minus 6x. I'm going to keep the negative 19x on the left side, and I'm going to move the negative 6x by adding 6x to both sides. Negative 19x plus 6 is going to be negative 13x is equal to 26. This goes away, it becomes a 0. Divide both sides by negative 13. That reduces to a 1, and you get x is equal to negative 2. That is your answer. For this problem, if you notice, this has a fraction, this has a fraction, and these do not. I like to make everything look like a fraction if we have fractions in there. So I put a 1 under it. That does not change the equation or the problem at all. Now I'm going to look at my denominator. So I have a 2, a 4, and 2 1s that I added. And I'm going to ask myself, which is my biggest denominator, which is 4. And then I'm going to see, to check that this is my lowest common number, I'm going to check it. Does 2 divide into 4 evenly? Yes. Does 1 divide into 4 evenly? Yes. Since that was a yes for both of those other 2 denominators, I know that my lowest common denominator will be 4. It will not always be 4. It's just that these problems that I'm giving you, it was 4. So I'm going to multiply this by 4, the next fraction by 4, the next one, every single piece by 4. Now I'm going to reduce the red 4's with my denominators that are highlighted in pink. So 2 goes in itself once, 2 goes into that 4 twice. So now I have negative 5n times that 2 plus 4 goes in itself once, 4 goes into that 4 once. So now I have 11 times that 1 that was left over is equal to, the 4 and the 1 don't reduce, so I just have 4 times 1 plus, not plus, minus 3n times that 4, because again, that 4 and the 1 don't reduce. I'm going to simplify this, and I'm going to get 10n plus 11 is equal to 4 minus 12n. Again, anything from here on is going to be stuff that we've been doing the last 2.5 weeks. This is the only new things that you're learning right here. Now it should be very easy to simplify, so we're going to combine our like terms. Again, I'm going to leave that negative 10 in there. I'm going to subtract the 11 to the other side of the equal sign. Numbers go with numbers. That becomes a 0. Now I have 10n, negative 10n, is equal to 4 minus 11. That will give me negative 7 minus 12n. I'm going to add the 12n to the other side. Letters go with letters. Remember, you have to have letters on one side, numbers on the other side. Negative 10n plus 12n, opposite signs. That means subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. Since 12 was bigger, then we're going to have, it's going to be a positive 2n is equal to negative 7. Divide both sides by 2, and you're going to get that n is equal to negative 7/2. That is our final answer. This is our last problem for today. Again, we're going to start by identifying our denominators. So we have a 4, a 2, a 3, and another 2. Again, our lowest common denominator could be the biggest number or a number bigger than that one. So we're going to check if this is our lowest common number. Does 2 divide into 4 evenly? Yes. But does 3 divide into 4 evenly? No. So that means 4 is not our lowest common denominator. It has to be a number bigger than that one. So you can check another number. Let's try 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 goes into 8 2 times. But 3 does not go into 8. So that means that 8 cannot be. So our next option may be try 12. 2 goes into 12, 4 goes into 12, 3 goes into 12, and so on. So we're going to say that our lowest common denominator is 12. We're going to multiply every single fraction by 12. And then we're going to reduce our fraction. So that once 6 times. So now we have negative x times that 6 plus 4 goes into once. 4 goes into that 3 times. So we have 1 times that 3. 3 goes into itself once. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So now we have 1x or x times 4 plus once into itself 12 6 times. So now we have 3 times 6. Now we're going to simplify. We're going to have negative 6x plus 3 is equal to 4x plus 18. Okay, we're going to combine the like terms if we have any. We have no like terms. These are not like terms on the left side. These are not like terms on the right side. So now we're going to do our addition or subtraction properties. So we're going to subtract the 3 to both sides. I'm going to leave the negative 6x where it is because I want the letters on the left side. So I have negative 6x is equal to 4x. 18 minus 3, they're different signs, so you're going to subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. So that's going to be positive 15. Since 18 is positive, then your answer is going to be positive. I'm going to subtract the 4x to the other side by doing its opposite. That makes that a 0. And since those are negative 6x and negative 4x are both same sign, you're going to add them and keep the sign. So now it's going to be a negative 10x is equal to 15. You're dividing both sides by 10, negative 10, sorry. And you're going to get x is equal to, and you need to reduce this question. Anytime that a fraction is reducible, you need to reduce it. I'm going to reduce it by 5. I'm going to divide the top and bottom by 5. So then that means I'm going to have 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 10 2 times. So I'm going to have negative 3/2 as my final answer.